I don't know about you, but I've got a bone to pick with media recently. When we're looking at these news articles this morning, now that we have the real estate data that's come out, they are definitely misleading. So stay tuned throughout this video so I can give you a real sense of what's happening in the Toronto real estate market. My name is Mike Carpino. If you like the content I put out, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and get involved. Comment in the comment section down below what you think the market's going to look like over the next 12 months. Do you think the news articles are going to work and convince people that they need to buy into the fear and buy something now instead of waiting when it is right for them to buy? Today, what I want to discuss is not so much like the previous market update videos. I want to actually just break down the last 2 months. I want to go from December to January and just break down these simple numbers. We're going to talk about sales numbers, new listings, active listings, and average price. Now, yes, some of these numbers can be skewed depending on the data that we're looking at, but I really want to just break down that wall, that barrier that we have. We're seeing media stories right now and this morning, and it's really got me a little bit frustrated that they are telling everybody that the market is fantastic. In some areas, yes, the market might be fantastic. It does definitely depend on what area you are in, but the news articles are very vague. Unfortunately, some of the articles we're seeing this morning are, it is no longer a buyer's market. It is a great time to sell your home. The market is up. And yes, it's up, but they left out all the categories where it was down. So what I want to talk about is December sales and January sales. In December, we had 3,400 sales. Not a great number, but it's December. December is always slow, and it's not a shock that we only had 3,400 sales. Now in January, we had 4,200 plus sales. So we saw a spike of almost 800 sales. And this is fantastic news. This is what the articles are about, but they're leaving out some of the things we'll touch on later. With an increase of 800 sales month over month, what this means to me is buyers are coming out to play. This is great. Buyers are coming out to play. And we should hopefully see some more activity in the market going forward. We are getting out of the dead of winter and moving towards March. So the nice thing is, as the market turns, as the months move on, we generally do see an increase in buyer activity. Seeing an 800 unit increase in the actual sales is fantastic. It's nice to see buyers are finding some confidence, whether they had the ability to lock in at a nice fixed rate because the bond yields were coming down, or if they just felt that it was a good time to transact for them. That is what we ended up seeing in January. Now, if we're talking about new listings, in December, we saw 3,800 new listings, opposed to 8,300 new listings that we just saw in the past month here of January. So we saw an influx of 5,000 available units. Now, this definitely relates back to the sales. We've seen an increase in sales, and we've seen an increase in the amount of new listings that hit the market, which means there was more opportunity for buyers. There's more inventory to pick from, and it was inventory that was appealing because we've seen in the past months there's been decent inventory hit the market, but it's been sitting around for quite a bit. We've seen buyers not move and the inventory not be too appealing, but to see 8,300 units hit the market and us actually end up with 4,200 sales is a nice welcome return. Now, when it comes to active listings, December we had 10,300, and now we have just over 10,000 active listings, which is a fairly good number. There's still some inventory out there in the GTA, so this is not a number where we are pushing, we need inventory, we need inventory. What we need is inventory that people want, or we need buyers to be able to transact in the price ranges that these properties are actually in. Unfortunately, we are going to be held kind of in a small little pocket with the Bank of Canada not being too flexible on their rates yet, and probably not until the second half of 2024, and still having that stringent stress test for people. It's really put us in limbo. Properties are too expensive on the starter end for buyers to get as their first home, or it just doesn't make sense. And then on the back end, sellers don't want to sell their house for next to nothing, or maybe below what their equity value is. It doesn't make sense to go that route. Now, the next category we're going to get to is really the one that I find interesting that the news articles are avoiding. Yes, we had a surplus in transactions. So generally, your average price would be slightly lower because those transactions could be condos, they could be townhouses. They're not necessarily all detached homes, but the average encompasses all of those. We saw actually a $60,000 decrease, as you'll see here on the chart, in the average price month over month. So from December, which is always a really slow month, to January, we saw a decrease of $60,000 in the average price across the GTA. What does this mean? Why do we have such a large decrease month over month, especially in 2 months that are generally slower, but January is typically better than December? So where are we going with this number here? Well, what it could be is sellers that were just frustrated that they couldn't transact in 2023, and they eventually negotiated a low price on their listings. So maybe we had some people getting really good buys, or potentially there was more condo sales and townhouse sales than there was detached sales. But it's something that the news has neglected to mention. So we're seeing these articles, it's a great time to buy, the market is hot, this and that. But it's not always the case. We really need to break it down. You need to go through an agent who actually will tell you the honest truth. And yes, the prices are down. Inventory is slightly up. There's more buyers transacting. So we need to take all these factors into consideration. If you have no interest in competing with buyers and you just want to buy a house, offer, negotiate, and go through the normal process, then it's not great that there's more people transacting for you, but you knew that that was going to happen as we progressed past Christmas and into the new year. It would not have been a surprise for you if you've been watching the market update videos. But the media tends to fearmonger and put that fear of missing out into everybody. For example, this other news article that I'm going to put here as well was a property in Mississauga that was listed for $749,000. Sounds really appealing, doesn't it? It was a semi-detached house that was actually purchased in 2017 for $735,000. So right there, you know this price is undervalued. It's almost the same price as it was 7 years ago. But what happened here is we had 85 offers that were seen on this property. It was not listed by us. It was listed by another agent. So there's 85 offers. 80% of those offers were not competitive whatsoever. So we had agents who were offering with their buyer clients numbers that were not realistic, probably close to that asking price that is 7 years expired at this point. So there's a lot of buyers transacting, and the news article was heating up market, 85 offers, 200 showings, blah, blah, blah. That is not really a broad picture of what happened. We had a property that was priced very low, and it's a marketing strategy. We're able to do it, but we had also agents who are willing to waste a lot of clients' time knowing that a $750,000 or $770,000 offer was not going to cut it, especially with 85 offers on a property. So we just really need to be cognizant of what the market's doing and where you're getting your data from. If you're just reading news articles, definitely take them with a grain of salt, because they are a lot of choose what you want and what you don't want to be in the article type of thing. So make sure you're getting your source from somebody who's going to tell you the good with the bad, somebody like ourselves or another agent that you trust in your local marketplace. This has been any other market update video. If you're looking for a specific market update for your area, you can click on our channel below and you will find a category of market updates that may cover your specific area. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye for now.